Recording.
Call to order. Town of St. John Board of Zoning Appeals for August 15th, 2022. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Sergio, can we have a roll call, please?
Here.
John Kennedy.
Here.
Drago Popovic.
Here.
Brendan Sharon.
Here.
Mark LaRue.
Here.
Attorney Adam Decker.
Here.
Councilman Liaison Brian Blazak.
Present.
And Town Manager Joe Wizawati.
Here.
Thank you. Next on the agenda, July 18th, 2022 Board of Zoning Appeals regular minutes. Has everyone had an opportunity to review those minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
With that said, will someone will entertain a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
A motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes are approved. Next on the agenda, 2022-19 use variance from St. John MC 24-192 in sequence to St. John MC 2445 to allow physical therapy medical office use in the US 41 overlay district at 10033 Wicker Avenue, St. John. Paul DeBoer, owner. Ivy Rehab applicant Kevin Bouchinet. I'm probably going to...
It's actually Hillary Beekler on...
Okay, Hillary.
For Kevin.
Okay, very good. Attorney,
Yes.
please step up to the podium, please.
Thank you. I'm trying not to take up too much of the board's time this evening. Like I said, my name is Hillary Beekler. I'm the attorney on behalf of the applicant. I'm from Craig DeVault, located at 801 Broadway Avenue in Maryville, Indiana. Like I said, I'm representing Ivy Rehab for St. John Indiana Peds LLC in its application for the use variance under BZA 2022-19. With me here tonight is Joel Sapowski. He is the Director of Real Estate for Ivy Rehab Physical Therapy. And the town already has on file the POA from Paul DeBoer related to this application. So just succinctly, Ivy Rehab is seeking a use variance under the U.S. Highway 41 Overlay District in order to establish a new medical office, which is pediatric physical therapy services, in an existing tenant space that was previously occupied by a different medical office, DaVita Dialysis. In order to accomplish this, no new building is required for the new medical office. The interior space would need to be renovated to fit the pediatric physical therapy needs, but the change in tenant will result in no noticeable change in the use of the site and the tenant space and have no impact on the surrounding properties and the surrounding uses. The site is zoned as C-2 Highway Commercial District, and a medical office is permitted in that use of a C-2. However, the site is also subject to the U.S. Highway 41 Overlay District, where a medical office is not permitted use under the overlay. So that's the reason for the use variance application today. Like I said, the site is located in an existing multi-tenant commercial building at 133 Wicker Avenue on the southeast corner of the intersection of Wicker Avenue and West 101st Avenue. The areas to the northeast and south are also zoned C2. Property to the west across Wicker Avenue is zoned R3 residential. Hunter's Run subdivision is over there. Existing land uses to the northeast and south are commercial, and land uses to the west are attached residential dwelling units. Indiana Code 36-7-4-918.4 establishes the 5 criteria that the board must consider regarding a use variance application. And just for the record tonight, we propose the following responses to those criteria for the board's consideration and hopeful adoption. First, the approval will not be injurious to the public health, safety, morals, comfort, or general welfare to the community because the proposed medical office will be located in the same location where until recently there was already a medical office operating. Second, the use and value of the area adjacent to the property included in the variance will not be affected in a substantially adverse manner. The proposed use is similar to the prior use of that location, and the impact of which has already been absorbed into the vicinity and environs, demonstrating compatibility with the area residential and non-residential uses. Third, the need for the variance will arise from the same condition peculiar to the property, which includes the zoning ordinance, including the U.S. Highway 41 overlay district, was adopted around 2006. The prior medical office operated in that same location for about 11 years, presumably with the proper zoning approval. The purpose statement of the U.S. Highway 41 overlay district is to promote uses like a medical office that demonstrate viability, character, and aesthetic qualities that are important to the town. And the schedule of uses in the zoning ordinance allows for medical offices in the underlying C2 zoning district, but not in the overlay district. There's causing an inconsistency between the use schedule and the overlay district purpose statement to be applied to that subject location. 4, the applicant did establish that the strict application of the terms of the zoning ordinance will constitute an unnecessary hardship if applied to the property for which the variance is sought. This is because the proposed medical office use is similar in operational aspects to the immediately prior medical office that was in that same location. The lack of a public file showing the zoning approval documentation for the prior use causes a need for this use variance, and without an approved use variance, the proposed use, which again is another medical office, cannot be established at that location. And 5th, and finally, the petitioner has established that the approval does not interfere substantially with the comprehensive plan of the town of St. John, and is supported by the following paraphrased plan statements. The quality of life requires convenient access to such services with pediatric physical therapy. Zoning approval would help to provide opportunities for sustained economic development along US 41, the, quote, primary commercial corridor of St. John. The proposed use will replace a similar prior use that operated out of the same space for 11 years. Small-scale professional offices are desired by the community to establish a balance of land uses, and the office land uses are complementary to the adjacent commercial and residential uses. Notice of this public hearing was completed by sign, mail, and publication in 2 newspapers as required. As far as I'm aware, I've not received any responses to those publications with any inquiries. All documentation required for the public file has been submitted to the board. So respectively, we request the board's favorable consideration for the use variance application and approval of BZA 2022-19 based on the findings of fact as submitted. We will stand by with any questions.
Thank you. Any questions from the board?
Yes, number of staff at one single time?
At one single time. Joel, do you want to? Joel can speak to the operational details.
Yeah, so it is a pediatrics location, so you're going to probably, at one time, you'll probably have 4 staff members, including a front office, and you'll have 3 therapists.
Okay. Max in the facility at any one time would then be up to 8? I mean, if you have
Yeah, so each
patients.
therapist is only allowed to see 1 child at a time
Okay.
per year, so you're 6 with your, with your 7 with your receptionist.
Okay. Sergio, has the town received any complaints regarding parking at this facility?
No, we have not. There are 97 approved parking spaces. The requirement is 94.
Okay.
And it's exchanging to one medical use for another medical use. So.
Okay.
The dialysis was in there before?
Yeah, dialysis was, yeah.
And the facility is staying the same size? as
Same
the
size, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're just renovating the interior.
Okay. No more questions, Mr. President.
Anyone else have any questions?
Yeah, is it vacant now?
Yeah, it is vacant. Yeah, they left. I don't know how many years ago they left, but it's been vacant for a while. The dialysis has left.
A guesstimate? 6 months, year, 2 years?
I mean, I've driven down there, even when
Sergio, would you know, or?
No, we don't know. We don't have a record of when a business vacates. It looks like a 2022 Google Earth shows the sign still there, but that doesn't necessarily mean
Doesn't mean anything.
the
No,
business
it's been
is
a while.
operating.
they upped and went, like, the landlord said they upped and went like the middle of the night, had everything cleared out, and were gone.
Yeah, I've been in and out of La Quesadilla. It's been
Yes.
a while.
All right. Any other questions for petitioners?
They did a good job.
Okay. You can have a seat for a second.
Thank you.
Have we received any remonstrances at all regarding this?
We have not received any remonstration against this matter.
Do we have anyone open for public comment? Anyone here regarding this applicant? Anybody online? Anything? No, Brian, nothing signed in over there? No one signed in over there for this petitioner?
Say.
Has anyone signed in for
No.
this petitioner? No? Okay. All right, we'll have you step back up again. With regards to this, is there anyone who would like to make a motion or have any other questions regarding this applicant's petition for favorable or unfavorable to the town council?
No, I think they did a good job, and I'd make a motion to approve.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Want to read the findings of fact?
And
please?
Mr. Chairman, it's,
Yes.
we're sending a favorable recommendation
To
to
the
the
town
town
council.
council.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just make sure we're clear.
Yep.
clear.
I will make an approval. Approval will not be injurious to public health, safety, morals, comfort, and general welfare of the community. The use and value of the area adjacent to the property included in the variance will not be affected in a substantially adverse manner. The need for the variance will arise from some condition peculiar to the property, which is, the applicant did establish that strict application of the terms of the zoning ordinance will constitute an unnecessary hardship if applied to the property for which the variance is sought. The petitioner has established that the approval does not interfere substantially with the comprehensive plan of the town of St. John.
Okay, motion to second. Should you second that? I mean, Drago.
I second it.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Congratulations. Good luck with your endeavors.
Thank you.
Next on the agenda, 2022-20 developmental variance from St. John MC 24-462. C, to construct a garage addition to an interior finished ceiling height of 14 feet, 4 feet above the allowed height at 9450 Claremont Drive, St. John, Indiana. Christopher Salazar and Lynn Kozlowski, applicant and owner.
Hi,
Hello,
my name
folks.
is Christopher Salazar, and this is my wife.
Hello.
We live at 9450 Claremont in St. John, and we are constructing an attached third-car garage and are seeking a developmental variance to have an interior garage ceiling height of 14 feet. This will allow us to garage our small recreational vehicle that we use as a second everyday vehicle, safe from the elements, maintain a better-looking residence for public viewing, and will allow us to be in compliance with Town Ordinance 1610 during the months of October through March. The proposed garage will be built with matching finished materials as the existing structure and is designed to blend in with the current architecture. And if you have any questions, we'd love to answer them.
Okay. We're not going to change the roof line at all. You're just going to match as far as the overall height of the structure, your current structure?
That's correct. The only variance is the interior ceiling height. The ridge line will stay the same. It will not change.
Okay.
What's the width of the garage extension?
The width of the garage is 13 feet 8 inches, 8.5 inches, excuse me.
14-4.
Yeah, 14.4 it shows in your drawings.
14-4 in the drawing.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was reading the interior. The exterior is 14.4, excuse me.
14.4. No, I see there's no,
Back pages.
yeah, I was just looking, there's no easement line on that. I guess that'd be the south line, Sergio? There's
Yeah.
no.
There's no interference with that?
There's no interference with the side yard requirements, correct?
Okay.
And the garage is still under the maximum allowable square footage?
Yes,
So it's just basically going
Just
to
the
the
height.
14 feet height?
correct.
Okay.
Sir, what is the vehicle? You said a small recreational vehicle?
That's correct. It's an Airstream B190. I did bring a couple of photos.
And what's the height of that?
The height of this is currently about, I don't know offhand, but it's probably about 11 feet with the air conditioner and with the solar panels and things of that nature.
Okay.
We wanted to have a couple of feet past the door clearance to allow operation of a automatic garage door opener.
Okay.
Any other questions from the board?
And 14.4 is an exact height that you're comfortable with. Usually in the past, this board, if we do allow such a variance, we put a maximum not to exceed. So we would set it at 14.4 per your,
Certainly, we're only asking for 14.
oh, I'm sorry.
The 14.4 was the width of the garage, but the ceiling interior
Oh,
finish
14,
height.
I'm sorry, I see 4 feet above.
No,
Okay,
no
14.
problem, absolutely.
Okay, very good. My apologies.
When I read it, well, it's kind of mumbled 14, then 4 feet.
No, it's just 4 feet above our
I know,
existing, yeah.
when I first read it, I thought it was kind of wonky, too.
And I'd like to just point out the support of our wonderful neighbors. We
I saw that in the back pages here, you've got,
looked at everybody who is touching our property, even just a little bit, and everybody signed off their approval, and then we have even more neighbors that wanted to voice their support. So we're very fortunate to live in a wonderful community.
excellent. Any other questions for Mr. Salazar and Ms. Kozlowski? If not, folks have a seat for a second, and we're going to open for public comment. Any remonstrances, Sergio, on this?
We have not received any remonstrations in the office,
Okay,
correct?
thank you. Is anyone here regarding this application? No? We'll close public comment. If folks, you step back up again, there's a lot of calisthenics here. Any other questions from the board? We'll entertain a motion.
Clarification, same exterior, same garage door, everything's gonna be the same. Okay,
100%.
you're good, I'm good.
Anyone like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion that, make a motion to approve the development of variance at 9450 Claremont Drive to allow a 14-foot ceiling height. The approval will not be injurious to public health, safety, morals, comfort, or general welfare of the community. The use and value of the adjacent area to the property included in the variance will not be affected in a substantially adverse manner, and the strict application of the terms of the zoning ordinance will result in practical difficulties in the use of the property. The following contingencies are hereby made for part of the record that the ceiling height does not exceed 14 feet.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Congratulations, folks. Good luck with your.
Thank you very much. I'd just like to say my neighbor Sharon loves watching your meetings, so I just wanted to say hi, Sharon. Thank you very much.
I'm glad we were entertaining somebody. Okay. Next on the agenda, 2022-21, a special exception from St. John MC 24-342 in sequence to St. John MC 2445 to allow a drive-in restaurant use in the US 41 overlay district at 9155 Wicker Avenue, St. John, Indiana. The Novak Group applicant, Nicholas Novak, agent. Please step up to the podium, sir.
Good evening, members of the board. My name is Nicholas Novak. This is my wife, Mary. Between us both, we comprise ownership of the Novak Group. As such, we have purchased a franchise agreement with Big B Coffee. We intend to open Big B Coffee here in St. John, Indiana at the aforementioned address, but the mailing address would be 9151 Wicker Avenue in the St. John Mall.
Okay.
I believe the GIS map selected the St. John Mall. That's why the 9155 was used, if I'm correct.
That's as good as mine.
For your consideration, I provided various documents to include who and what we are as a coffee shop, as well as the considerable stacking that we can have on the property without interfering with any other business in the area. And I've also included our menu for two reasons. Number one, I wanted to show that there are no grease-type foods, so no need for extra fire suppression systems or disposal. And number two, of course, I'm hoping to make all of you customers at some point, so I've provided that for you.
Sure.
If you have any questions for me, I'd be happy to answer them at this time.
So you're going in the old Centier
Yes,
bank?
we are.
Which was the old Chase, which was the old Bank of Indiana, I think, right, Bob? Come on, you've been here longer as I have.
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't look that way.
I believe the documents I had say you are correct.
Okay. That's, I've been looking at the map, but that's what makes sense. That it's going to be in the St. John Mall. So, We have any questions,
Adam,
Mr. Novak?
oh, I'm sorry. Adam, question for you. There used to be a drive up at this facility already. Is there a reason why he needs a development of variance for this if there was already, or special exception, if there was already a drive-through at that building?
Well, a special exception typically is a use that's allowed under certain circumstances. My short answer is I believe it's appropriate for the applicant to seek the special exception. Even though it's a drive-in, it's a different use in the sense that, this is a food and beverage facility as opposed to a bank. So I think it's appropriate for the request, and I think the Board of Zoning Appeals should consider it.
Okay. Because all we're,
It's still this, I'm sorry, John, go ahead.
no, because all we're looking at tonight is allowing a drive-in restaurant in this area. Correct, that's all?
Yeah, legally, we're,
Yeah.
in speaking with the town attorney, we're classified as a drive-through restaurant. We're a coffee shop with a drive-through.
And you're taking up the whole facility, or?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So you're keeping the building as it stands, you're not demolishing and building a new, you're gonna stick with what you got there?
No exterior changes outside of signage, which may have to be discussed at a later time due to a St. John ordinance. But we have no major changes coming, just going to be renovating the interior space.
And signage, of course, on the building itself, which I'm sure we'll have to tackle at some point, right?
Yep, I just wanted to provide design concept.
Sure, gotcha.
So are you buying the building or leasing it?
I am leasing the property. Actually, the property owner is here today to lend her support.
Any other questions for Mr. Novak?
Sergio, maybe a question for you. Do we have to do lane, since there are 3 drives for drive-up, once we allow it, he potentially use all 3 lanes for drive? Like right now, Centier, I don't think he'll do it. He has a staff run over there, but there's 3 lanes for the drive-through.
Shoot it out the pneumatic tubes.
Yeah.
A liquid too. I just want to make sure we got this right.
I see that coffee come through that way.
You said you wanted your coffee fast, so.
Open up, please. We got
I just
something
wanna
coming
make-
hot your way, yeah.
A little swirl in the design on the top of the
Yeah.
coffee might
Okay.
not work.
I just want to make sure we got it covered.
Not very well, anyway.
Especially in the winter time.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Okay. Is there other questions from the board? Mr. Novak? You have a seat for a second, sir. Do we have any remonstrances, Sergio, regarding this applicant?
We have not received any remonstration
Okay,
against this
we'll open up
matter.
for public comment. Is there anyone here regarding this applicant's petition? And then we'll close public comment. Sir, if you'd step forward for a minute. Any other questions from Mr. Novak that if thought of in the last 30 seconds? Or entertain a motion?
And Mr. Chairman, this also goes to the town council. This is a recommendation to the.
Okay, because this is approval, denial. It doesn't mention a favorable or unfavorable on my docket. So it's a favorable, unfavorable?
It is. It's a favorable, unfavorable recommendation to the town council.
That's what I thought too, but papers say different. Okay.
Mr. President, I'll make a favorable recommendation to the town council for a drive-through restaurant at 9155 Wicker Avenue, AKA Centier, the old Centier Bank Building, that the establishment, maintenance, or operation of the special exception will not be detrimental or endanger the public health, safety, morals, comfort, or general welfare. That the special exception will not be injurious to the use and enjoyment of other property in the immediate vicinity for the purpose already permitted, nor substantially diminish and impair property value within the neighborhood. That the establishment of the special exemption will not impede the normal and orderly development and improvement of the surrounding property for the use permitted in the district. Adequate measures will be taken to provide ingress and egress so designed as to minimize traffic congestion in the public street. And that adequate utility, access road drainage, and/or necessary facilities will be provided. that the adequate measures will, in all other respects, conform to the application regulation of the zoning district in which it is located, and that the special exemption shall be required to comply with reasonable time limitations on the commencement and duration of special exemption, as well as holder of rights to same. I'm not aware of any contingencies that the board is interested in. If not, that is my motion. All right.
So I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Good luck with your endeavor, sir.
Thank you very much.
I stand corrected. I did have the wrong paperwork pulled up. I do have the favorable, unfavorable on that. Next on the agenda, new old business, 2022-18 developmental variance from St. John MC 24-125 D3 to construct a 12-foot by 23-foot garage addition that extends 10 feet past the 20-foot side yard at 8636 Fairweed Drive, St. John, Indiana. Kevin Klebs, I always say that wrong. Is that correct?
That's right, that's
Okay,
correct.
I got it right this time.
Good job.
Welcome back, sir. Thanks for coming back to see us.
Good to be here again.
We apologize for the inconvenience from having to come twice for this. It just, you were a tie vote the last time, and we need to get a, consensus on this particular matter. So
Correct.
we appreciate your patience with
Okay.
us on this.
Appreciate your help.
So for those who weren't here, would you run through what your plan is?
Well, basically, as you just said, to construct this garage, it's 12 foot wide. It's going to be 10 feet over the line, and it's basically just to get another car off the street, occasional hobby project inside, and I'm kind of a car nut, so I like to clean and wax things and what have you. So, I like my cars off the street and in the garage in the wintertime, especially.
Okay.
That's my interest. The pictures of how it's going to look, of course, are, there you go.
Mr. Club, I didn't ask you the last time. Are you the original owner of this house, or did you buy it built?
No, I'm there, I've been there 20 years, and it's 1988 it was built. So I'm the fourth owner, actually.
Fourth owner.
Yes.
And that sidewalk to it would be the south of your existing house, that is not going to continue on with the new
No,
addition?
that's going to be demoed out.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
I'm not sure I asked you this before either. So that tree that's there, is that going as well?
No, that tree is actually fine. The driveway can tuck behind that, and it can stay there. Matter of fact, you won't really even see the garage hardly from the front because the tree's going to be hiding for the most part. It's going to kind of blend right back there. You know, that picture is not 100% true because that's not, of course, a picture of the exact drawing, but the roof lines are a little different. But that picture is basically for the understanding of how the roof line is going to look.
The picture on the right, top right?
The top right, correct. It's the way the roof lines are going to look, but my garage hangs out farther. If we go to the drawings, you kind of can tell that the front garage hangs out farther than that picture does. But again, that picture is for the illustration of the roof line design.
Yes. Any other questions from the board for Mr. Clubb regarding his request?
I have one, just with respect to the roof line for the new construction tying into the existing roof line of the garage. Are those going to be tied in at all, or are those going to be separate?
No, they're going to be tied in. The one drawing is to scale, so that really shows you exactly how that side roof is going to almost peek out right at the beginning of the second floor there.
Yeah.
So that's how it's going to fall, and there'll be a valley in between the two there, you know, coming down to the front.
So it's going to be just below the window?
It is.
Okay.
Again, pretty much like that top picture, too. It's almost an identical situation there.
Yeah, the top picture makes sense, the bottom one not so much.
In the drawings?
with the front view, yeah.
Yeah.
I think the peak of the roof is gonna match the peak of the existing garage roof. Is that
Yeah.
correct?
Yes, yes, it will.
So that's,
Did I
so-
say no to that before? If I did,
I
I'm
mean,
sorry.
just the second, the lower one just didn't look,
To me, it's
Right.
gotta use your, I'm just trying to, you can go back to the other picture, Sergio, that you had up. It showed the other house, yeah, over. So the valley will be, it'll be similar as far as where that window's at, yeah, that
yeah,
one there.
but the subject property, the garage sticks
comes
out
out,
further, yeah,
right.
yeah.
We're
so he
still gonna
steps-
have that
yes.
coming out towards the
Yeah.
street,
Right, so it steps back and then he does a gable roof for the addition.
right.
Difficult to say, but by the look of the picture of your existing, that peak of that roof is, the existing garage is right now below the windows?
It
that are
is.
up there?
It is below the window. It's hard to tell in that picture, but it is.
Yeah, I drove by there today.
And this would be extending out about, what, 10 feet?
Actually, 10 foot more past the chimney is obviously 2 foot out in the back, so it's 10 foot past the chimney
So you're
point.
only 10 feet off the sidewalk is what we're,
Correct. That is correct. Which is in,
Joe,
Roughly.
roughly.
Does the air conditioning unit stay in place?
no, that will be removed.
Will that be just moved closer to the chimney?
Yes, or probably around the back side
That's
of the garage, the new addition.
Any other questions for Mr. Clubb? Just doesn't make sense in this.
Is there any other three-car garages, do you know? in
There
that-
is one 3-car garage with 3 doors, just one of those, but there are 1, 2, 3 additional garages that have square footage they're like 18-foot doors, or even a couple of single doors with a garage and a half, or the one across the street is 4 cars almost.
4 cars.
So there's 3 of them that are in that
Yeah.
category of larger garages.
And that's always a plus, to have 3-car garage.
Yeah,
Right.
it's within the building parameters.
Yeah. And you're on a horseshoe cul-de-sac, so there's virtually no cross traffic. So
No.
you have the pine tree there, so that would block the
Right.
view anyway,
Line of sight, yeah.
the line of sight.
Yeah,
This
the garage,
wouldn't
the tree's
affect
way in
line of
front of
sight.
the garage line of sight, so,
I guess technically it could, given the fact that you're gonna be stepping out. You still have a peak in that window. That tree is there. Any other questions for Mr. Clubb? Have a seat, sir.
okay.
Janice sent a message, there was a new remonstrance that was sent in, correct? No? Or something just dropped off, you sent an email.
Email was about the.
Oh, it's for
email about the
Salazar,
other-
I'm sorry, okay.
that was
We should
for-
read that a little more carefully, I guess. I thought it was for this petitioner. I just saw garage, I guess, and that's why I thought it was for Mr. Clubb. Are there any remonstrances that have come since our last time we were here with Mr. Clubb?
We have not received anything.
We'll open for public comment. Is anyone here to discuss or to add any comment to this request? Take that as a no. Yes.
Is there an issue with the vision triangle that we have there? Does that apply to this situation, or?
It does not. the vision triangle does not apply to structures, only fences.
There we go.
We cover, yeah. Mr. Clubb, you want to step back up to the podium? Thank you. Any other questions or comments, or entertain a?
Just comment, I was in favor of approval of this. I believe, I still am, knowing that Mr. Clubb was not the original builder. I think I would have been a little bit harder on you if you were the original owner and you put your house in this location where
Okay.
it does go over the building line.
Right.
But since you are not, adding a third garage, I believe, I know it increases assessed value. I know the building line is there for a reason, but due to the fact of the location, where you're at, there's not gonna be a lot of cross-traffic or through traffic in this area. Just for the board's understanding, I'm still in favor of approving this addition of the garage over the building line.
Would
going
like to
over the
make a
10 foot.
motion, John?
Well, I just,
And that's how I feel too. I voted yes on this. There is not gonna be cross-traffic. It's, like I said, it's a horseshoe subdivision, so there is no cross-traffic.
It's not really cross-traffic is your concern. The whole point of a building setback line is it harmonizes the block. It adds continuity. The guy behind him is living by that building setback line. Now you're jutting out. I mean, that's the whole point of a building setback line. Now, traffic has nothing to do with it.
I would say, yeah, it would be an
Pretty
issue
concrete
if
thing
you,
in building.
I would say it'd be an issue, the building setback, if he was coming out 10 feet from the sidewalk, the front sidewalk.
But in this case, on a
He's
corner
got-
lot, both are like the front.
Yeah.
What's the difference? They both
I
face the street.
don't see a difference in it.
They both face the street. But that, whatever. I said my piece last time.
Would anyone like to make a motion regarding this petitioner's request?
I'll make a motion, to approve the developmental variance to go exceed 10 feet off the building line, that the approval will not be injurious to public health, safety, morals, comfort, or general welfare of the community. The use and value of the area adjacent to the property included in the variance will not be affected in a substantially adverse manner, that the strict application of the terms of the zoning ordinance will result in practical difficulties in the use of the property.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
We do a roll call, please, Sergio, on this one, since we're revisiting this again.
Bob Rolson,
Yes.
John Kennedy,
Yes?
Drago Popovic,
Yes.
Brendan Sharon,
No.
Mark LaRue.
No. Motion carries. Congratulations. Joe.
Congratulations.
Good luck.
Very much.
Next on the agenda is up for public comment.
Mr. Chairman, I do have one.
Okay.
I'd just like to make the Board of Zoning Appeals aware that we have secured services for a professional development workshop to be held September 21st for the Board of Zoning Appeals and the Plan Commission. The event would occur, as I said, September 21st from 6 to 8:30 p.m. at the Fire Department Training Room. We'll send out flyers and more information. We also are in the process of printing out Citizen Planner Guide Manual to help with future references and as a resource for your decision-making.
Great. Thank you so much.
Do you have to go if you've already been to that before?
You haven't been to this one.
Good try.
Gonna say, nice try, Linda.
Didn't Paul make us do one of those before?
That was different training. Anyway, we have no one here for public comment unless there's someone online, which I don't think we do.
What time, I'm sorry, what time is that?
6 to 8:30.
September 21st?
Yes.
That's a Wednesday, we have PC
Yeah,
meeting.
Plan Commission, we're working to either have a special meeting of the Plan Commission at 5:30 based on the study session, but really want to make it convenient for commissioners and BZA members to attend.
Okay.
Although other boards and commissions will be in attendance as well. The
This
redevelopment
time I'm
commission.
in town, so unless something changes, I'll let you know.
Okay,
Well,
6
that's-
o'clock, Sergio?
I'm sorry,
6?
6
6
to
to 8.
6 to 8:30.
8:30.